want you guys to take a look at this. Look at this beautiful piece of hardware. Hey, yo, and what is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV today. It is Wednesday, April the 4th, 2018. We are on the road to Wrestlemania, and we have got this beautiful picture of this absolutely fantastic North American Championship, the new championship title coming to NXT. They are going to crown the first ever champion for the North American title that you see before you in a ladder match, a 6-man ladder match at NXT TakeOver this Saturday. It's going to be a happening. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I love this belt. Look at that plate. It's got the entire continent of North America chiseled out with the Golden Globe circular plating. Absolutely beautiful. I love the little details of the knobs. If you take a little look at the knobs in the corners there, it kind of looks like the corners of the ring where they meet the turnbuckles if you look at it at certain angles. That's what I look. When I look at it, that's what I see. It's absolutely beautiful. That being said, I don't understand what their obsession with the red leather strap is. Now, I know they're probably wanting to make it very, very different and stand out amongst all of the black leather belts that are already on NXT, but I personally am not a fan of the red leather. I hated it on the Universal Championship, but this incarnation looks much better. It does not look like pizza. It does not look like red rope licorice. It just looks like red leather, and I could live with it. I love the shape of it. It's absolutely beautiful, and whoever wins this championship will have their first title defense less than 24 hours later, as our coverage of WrestleMania begins in a very unusual place, as we got a huge story about WrestleMania Axxess right here and right now on the newest, fastest rising podcast in all of YouTube, baby. The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Let's start the WrestleMania festivities right now. Let's do it.
The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
Wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining me here today. My name is Nick Nightmare. Along with me is the world's greatest tag team, Thor, the wrestling god of thunder, and the world heavyweight champion of all the microphones in all the world. Let's throw his title belt in the right position so you could see it in all its glory. Blue the Snowball microphone. Thank you guys for joining us here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Like I said, our WrestleMania coverage is beginning at WrestleMania Axxess. What? The WWE announced a phenomenal thing today. Something that absolutely took me by surprise, as they have now made Axxess a must-see event. Just by what I heard today. The WWE, let's go back to the picture screen where we'll see the North American Championship once again. Look at this thing of beauty. Absolutely fantastic. But we are going to talk about where the first title defense for this belt is going to take place, and that is going to be held over the course of WrestleMania Axxess, where they are going to have NXT Invitational Tournaments. Are you kidding me? There are going to be a multitude of tournaments throughout the week down in New Orleans, and God, my biggest hope is that somehow, some way, this will be able to be viewed on the network. I don't want to see it in some special video package where you're giving me highlights and all kinds of shit. If you're going to have the cameras there in order to capture footage to attain highlights and to get pieces that you could put together and edit later, just leave the cameras rolling. You don't have to air it live, but at least air it on the network. Live would be great. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be home or awake for a lot of these things as they are happening live, but to have the option for those of us at home to be able to see such a fantastic thing that's about to happen, especially that there are championship implications indeed going to be the result of these matchups. Let's pull up the story right now. For the first time ever, WrestleMania Axxess is going to have multiple tournaments that will be held, each with major championship implications. Feature tournaments will include the United Kingdom Championship Invitational, the NXT North American Championship Invitational, the NXT Tag Team Invitational, and Women's Invitational. Fantastic. Those are 4 tournaments that I want to see. I'm sure you want to see them just by me telling you what they are. Nick, how can I get my eyes on that? Well, as of right now, you got to buy tickets to Axxess, and if you ain't going to be in New Orleans, you're shit out of luck. I want this to be on the network so bad. I want to see it. I'm going to give you guys the entire breakdown right here. It's been made available. But one of the other things I want to touch upon before we talk about the tournaments is one of the other unprecedented things that is happening at WrestleMania Axxess. In addition to these tournaments, Axxess will feature competitors in action from not just NXT and 205 Live, but the United Kingdom division, the Mae Young Classic, and Progress and Evolve Wrestling. 2 non-WWE companies, non-WWE talent will be featured in these invitational tournaments. You know, New Orleans and wherever WrestleMania ends up is the wrestling hub, the center of the wrestling world for this week. And for them to pull in some independent talents and to highlight these other companies, that's fantastic. That's fucking great. It actually leans a little bit towards what they've been teasing with the network coming to us in the future, which is that we might actually get Progress Wrestling programming on the WWE Network, as well as Evolve and a few other independent organizations that they have been in talks with in the past. I don't know how much closer we are to actually getting that, but this announcement is definitely steps in the right direction. But across 4 days, we are going to have these tournaments spread out. This is absolutely fantastic. Let's go through it one day at a time. Day 1, which is Thursday, the UK Championship Invitational first round will kick off, featuring 2 matchups. The first being Lio Rush, my buddy from House of Glory, Lio Rush versus Buddy Murphy. That's a weird pairing for the United Kingdom, if you ask me. I thought they would have been in the North American one, but let's continue to go on. Dan Matha, a name I'm not really familiar with, versus Drew Gulak from 205 Live. Then on Thursday, we have the first round of the North American Invitational first round, which is Fabian Eichner versus Jason Kincaid. Fabian Eichner I have seen. He's very impressive. Jason Kincaid I'm not familiar with. Akira Tozawa, we all know from 205 Live, versus Kona Reeves, a standout from NXT. I love Kona Reeves. I think he has a lot of potential. He's a very, very tough guy. The NXT Tag Team first round will feature Mustache Mountain. That's Tyler Bate and Trent Seven. Going to be an absolutely fantastic match versus Tino Sabatelli and Riddick Moss. I love both of these tag teams. This should be a killer matchup. Then we have the Street Profits going one-on-one. I do that all the time. We talk about tag team matchups. We have the Street Profits going up against Cesar Bononi and Adrian Jaoud, if that's how you say his name. I don't know this guy either. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of talent you are not familiar with, but I fully expect these tournaments to steal the weekend. Because, I don't know, it's got such a great feel to it. The announcements just made me all bubbly on the inside, and I just hope to God we get to see them. For the women, on that first night, the Invitational first round will feature Nikki Cross, everybody's favorite Sanity Psycho, versus Aaliyah, and Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair, which should be a hell of a match. In addition to these matches, this session will feature a WWN Championship match between the title holder Keith Lee, who's an absolute man-beast, versus NXT's Cassius Ohno. Now, history tells a tale that Cassius Ohno and Keith Lee once met on the independent scene and broke the ring. So it'll be interesting to see how this matchup plays out. Also featuring many other superstars from 205 Live and the Mae Young Classic Thursday night already. Looks to be fantastic. It will continue on Friday with the next section of first round matchups. The UK Championship will feature Lince Dorado versus Raul Mendoza and Mark Andrews versus Zach Gibson. Zach Gibson, I do not know. The other 3 names we all know from either the UK or the 205 Live division, or the Cruiserweight Classic. We are also going to have the North American Invitational section featuring Chris Dijak versus Arya Davari. Interesting. And Hideo Itami versus Wolfgang. I hate Hideo Itami. I'm sorry if that upsets you, but I'm not an Itami fan. I never was. I definitely want Wolfgang to win. In this section, he probably won't. But, like I said, hopefully we'll just get to see it no matter who wins or who loses. And in the NXT Tag Team Invitational section, we are going to see on Friday night, Sanity versus the Forgotten Sons. I don't know who the Forgotten Sons are. Sounds like a pretty cool name. Probably a pretty cool team. Looking forward to hopefully seeing them. TM61 will take on Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch. This is a team I'm very high on. Lorcan and Burch are fucking great. They are two legit badasses, and I think this is a great tag team, and it should stay together for a long time and let them really gel on NXT. And this could be a great way to feature them. TM61, I'm not really high on, but they are very, very, very talented. They are one of the better tag teams in the NXT division. This should be a standout match. I would love to be there to see that match. For the women on this night, we will have Dakota Kai versus Lacey Evans and Candice LeRae versus Peyton Royce. That right there is a show-stealing match for the women. This session will also include matches from NXT, the Mae Young Classic, and Progress, and much more. Those are your breakdowns. All right, those are the matchups, because Day 3, which will be Saturday, will include the semifinals for all 4 tournaments. And then Day 3 will go all the way through to the finals, crowning your winners to all these tournaments. Day 4, you will get the championship matchups Sunday, starting at 8 a.m. Holy cow. The UK Championship will be defended. Pete Dunne will go up against the UK Championship Invitational winner. The North American Championship will have its first ever title defense on this day prior to WrestleMania, less than 24 hours from the champion winning it, versus the Invitational winner. The NXT Tag Team Champions will go up against the NXT Invitational winners. We will have to see who wins the Dusty Classic, as that is not finalized just yet, to see if they go up against the Undisputed Era or whoever wins this tournament, and they will go up against the Invitational winners on this day. There is not a match here listed for the Women's Championship, which makes me think that that might be concluded on an NXT, or the storyline might continue on in some way, depending on who the winner of this Invitational ends up being. This is absolutely fantastic, fantastic news. And the fact that they are featuring other organizations as well is just something we've never seen before. This is a historic thing. It's made Axxess a must-see, a must-attend event. Even if you don't know these names, like I am unfamiliar with most of these names, this type of setup is usually where fantastic matches will go on. You know, it'll take on that indie show feel, that independent promotion feel. You know, that it's just something that NXT does so well. The tournament aspect of it is something that I love. I wish they would bring back the King of the Ring. You know, I love the Cruiserweight Classic. The Mae Young Classic was fantastic. The Dusty Classic is great. I love that they're doing this. I think this is great. The only way they could make it better is by showcasing it in a bigger fashion, by having it available to us on the WWE Network. That's the only way to make this announcement even better. Wrestlemania Axxess NXT Invitational Tournaments, and we are going to see the crowning of the first ever North American Championship on Saturday, and then the first defense on Sunday for whoever wins. Now, we are going to do our preview and prediction show on NXT. That should be coming at you guys sometime within the next 24 hours. We got WrestleMania to do. We got so much going on. It's a very, 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 very busy week here at Sledgehammer TV, as it is for all of us wrestling fans. If there is any news on whether or not this will be made available to us, I will be the one to bring it to you. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this WrestleMania to begin. It actually begins now that these go-home shows are over and they've been absolutely atrocious. And if you want to see what I had to say about any of that, you can go check that out on the channel as well. I just want NXT to start because that is truly going to kick off the weekend. NXT is going to close it out, heading into TakeOver. Thursday we have the WrestleMania Greatest Moments on USA. Friday we're going to have the Hall of Fame. Saturday is TakeOver. Sunday is WrestleMania. What a friggin' week. And if they are able to get these shows and these invitationals to our eyes, we will have to get that ingested as well. I would rather see that than half the stuff we got on tap for Monday Night Raw, absolutely, but for WrestleMania in and of itself. It's bad enough they have to compete with NXT TakeOver. They're going to have to compete with this, and I think it's going to ruffle some feathers when they see the quality that is going to be put out in these tournaments. Absolutely fantastic. I had to come here and talk to you guys about it. It was the first thing I saw when I sat down at my desk today. I saw that belt, and I was just like, oh my God, I love that belt. I hate that it's red, but it's so damn good looking that you have to forgive the red leather strap. That's it, you guys. That's all we're going to talk about. I just wanted to get this out there to you. We wanted to kick off our WrestleMania coverage with this crazy story, which is absolutely historic. Who knows what ramifications it will have for wrestling for the rest of time. If this becomes an annual thing, maybe it goes over a little too well and it becomes like a secondary takeover. I don't know. Maybe they'll just take these invitationals and start peppering them throughout the year. Here and there, we'll just have an invitational tournament if it goes off as well as I think it's going to go off. There is a lot of AAA talent down there in these tournaments that need to be featured. Fantastic. I just absolutely love it. And after the 2 nights of nonsense we've had, I just had to come here and talk to you guys about something positive to show you guys that I'm not just so, all pissed off all the time. Sometimes they do things that make me happy, and this is one of them. I didn't even have time tonight to change my little sign. So, the road to WrestleMania has not been so dreamy, but this situation definitely has. Thank you for watching this quick little update episode as the road to WrestleMania begins now. Thank God all the trash is over and we can start talking about some good stuff. NXT tomorrow night. Make sure you watch. Don't forget to check out everything else on the channel. Both of those reviews of those horrible shows are there for you to watch. We also have our WrestleMania moments in a minute. Make sure you get your eyes on those. It only takes a minute. It's 3 episodes so far. 3 minutes of your time. Go check each one of them out. Make sure you smash that like button. Like that video. Like this video. Share this video with all your wrestling buddies. Make sure that you get them all to come along and subscribe. And when you do, make sure you grab those shirts. There's only a few days left. Once SmackDown Live after WrestleMania is over, you will not be able to get this edition of the shirt again. Make sure you get that shirt. It's not this shirt, and you know what shirt it is. It was at the beginning, and it will be once again at the end so that you guys know where to go if you want to get that. Thank you so much. That's going to do it, and we are out of here. This is Thor, the wrestling god of thunder. This is Blue, the snowball microphone, the world heavyweight champion of microphone. I am the legend, Nick Nightmare. This has been the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show right here on Sledgehammer TV, only on YouTube.com. That is going to do it, and we are out of here, and we will see you all week long for WrestleMania Madness right here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Shirt!